What's good, y'all? It's time for the continuation of part 1 and 2, which is obviously JEERA and Init. So this one is going to be JEERA and Init showcase with skills and abilities as you've seen in the 2 guides before, or 2 showcases before. So yeah, let's get straight into it, because honestly with the events and everything ongoing, holy shit, there's so much going on. Let's get this done. Talent. Increases max HP by 30%. The higher the current HP percentage, the higher the hero's vulnerability, up to 30%. Alright, so the hero's vulnerability, I'm guessing... Is that a vulnerability that she inflicts on herself? Or is it a vulnerability she inflicts on her enemies? You will already know by this point, but yeah. Interesting talent, and the 30% max HP, very simple. If you have 100k HP, it goes up to 130k. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Same with the basic attack, pretty simple. 120% damage to one enemy, nothing too crazy. Then you have Divine Reprisal. For every 3 basic attacks, the 4th basic attack will deal 200% damage, along with death penetrating damage equal to 100% of the total damage the hero has taken previously. The accumulated damage will be reset once it takes effect. The accumulated damage taken will not exceed 150% of the hero's max HP, so let's go again with the 130k example. That means she's going to go up to 130k, and at the 130k it can't go over 150%, so the maximum should be either, there's 2 ways this could be, either 130, so like 260 and then an additional 65, so 325,000 damage, right? Or it is just 150, which would mean 195,000. So it's 300. You know the numbers I talked about. You'll see it already gameplay wise from future me. So Mark of Retribution inflicts retribution on enemies. What is retribution? The caster receives 30% more damage from units inflicted with retribution. Alright, so you inflict a debuff on the enemy that's actually a buff for their damage. Great. When attacking a target inflicted with retribution, deals additional damage equal to 4% of the hero's max HP. Again, let's say 130k, then that would be 6,500. All damage received from enemies not inflicted with retribution is reduced by 30%. So imagine she only applies it to one target and then there's 4 others coming. That means she takes 30% less, but from all the 4 others, she takes 30% more, but from all the others, 30% less, which means overall she would take less damage. Switching targets removes the retribution inflicted on the previous target. So yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure the Mark of Retribution potentially is a 1 target thing, which would make her really sustainable in groups, because she gets an overall 30% damage reduction against, for example, 4 out of 5 enemies. Then we have the Arena passive, increases damage in Arena by 15%, which is whatever. And then we have, when activated, restores 75% HP immediately. So something you would really be wishing for Magnus to do, restore his HP, not just increase it. Doing the skill effect, increases max HP by 60, so 40% lower than Magnus, but overall still a massive HP increase. If we go by our example of 100k HP, that it gets increased to 130 with the set, then we take 60% of 130, which is going to be 65 plus 13, so 88,000, which means we have a total HP of 218,000. 218,000 HP sounds absolutely massive. Furthermore, she increases her damage dealt by 175%, so probably a 1.75 multiplier. And attack interval, but she increases her attack interval, so she attacks slower. Okay. All lasting for 20 seconds, and this whole state becomes permanent upon the second activation, so kind of like Abomination, which means, is she the improved Abomination? So yeah, how do we feel about her? Looks amazing, impressive kit, impressive jigger physics, I meant impressive assets. She has quite a unique kit, fits quite well in the Northerner faction, and also, have you noticed how they kind of listened to the Rogue advice, because she's not scaling her damage off of her HP in the talent, but actually through her abilities. So yeah, this has been JEERA. Let's get on with Enit. Enit, the Embalmer. Oh, nope, we can't. We need to talk about the base stats, because they are absolutely ridiculous. Base HP 31,497, attack 6,300, defense 2,200. So the defense is rather low. But the attack and HP are both massive. MRES and defense are both rather low, which allows her to take more damage, which means she can counter attack more. And then we have a 2.6 interval and 150% crit damage. So now, Enit the Embalmer. Let's start with the stats, because why not? You have the standard mage range, 10,800 HP, 4,500 attack, high magic res, which makes sense because he's a mage. Mages generally tend to have higher magic res, and then it costs a 19. As well as 2.6 second interval and 150% crit damage, so pretty standard there. Then let's get into his kit and have a look at what the hell he actually does. When deployed, he immediately assigns an Ancient Core. What is an Ancient Core? An Ancient Core is a unit, or basically a summon, that autonomously attacks an enemy at range equal to the attack range of the assigned ally, dealing damage equal to 20% of Enit's attack per second. Alright. To up to 4 allies within the skill range to assist each of them. After that, assigns an Ancient Core to 2 allied heroes every 8 seconds, and Ancient Cores last for 20 seconds. 2 questions. Number 1, how do we determine who or what is the skill range? And number 2, how many can he give? How many can we have on the field? And that's what we need to find out. For that, it goes into Guild Boss. And skill range. Skill range might hint at the ultimate, might not. So we're just gonna test if we have an extended range on the ultimate to see if we can use that to determine if he can give someone a drone. So the way he gives a drone is by actually being placed down. So we're just going to place him down, and as you can see, he applies this drone to Volker. And that is the way we're going to test it. So before we remove everyone, we have this handy indicator right here, which shows 2 tiles in every direction, no matter what, which makes it a pretty big range. And the big question is obviously, if we place someone outside, is that the indicator for us to know if he applies a drone?
Yeah, and that's also a very large range.
It is. It's basically like a filled out Dolores range, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Dolores if she was a square instead of...
if Dolores was a square, yep. So here we go, outside the range, we placed him second and it didn't apply. So I'm also pretty certain it's not gonna be any rotational things. So to test if it's rotational, we just again bring in her, even have her in the range of him. So we place it and it doesn't work because it looks like it really is this huge ass square. That answers question number 1. Now on to question number 2. How many does he place? And I hope me and Destin are both awake enough to actually figure out how many he places. So that
it's
is
confusing as hell.
1, 2, yeah, let's make that 4. Then we put a fighter here. Obviously, King Haas, the best ground unit ever to exist.
No.
Okay. And then we place an Enit. So what happens is he applies 4 cores. So that is 1 to him, 1 to Silas, 1 to Hex, and 1 to Seraphina. Now, if we place another unit, this should also be in range. So we just place a Laurel. And now we just see what happens. How many cores does he apply? At the moment, it's 4. This core doesn't hit
has one.
because Seraphina can't hit. So yeah, Lunaria has 1. Seraphina still has hers. Hex still has his. And Haas has his. Yeah. So that is 1,
That's
2,
6 cores.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cores. One of them not shooting because her range doesn't reach.
Seraphina's range is
kind of, yeah. And now that's 2 additional ones, which makes it every unit, right? No, Hex doesn't have one. Hexes and Silas disappeared right about now because they were from the early deployment.
Oh, and
So
Enit and Serafina both have theirs gone as well.
yeah. So we had a scenario in which all 8 units had their cores, but only for around 4 seconds. So right now we
And
have
then
4
the
cores on the
original
field.
4 went away.
Yeah, we have 4 cores on the
Interesting.
field. What happens now? Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cores.
And then in
That should
4 seconds,
yeah
2 are
yeah
gonna go
four
away.
seconds. Lunarius is
Yeah,
gone and
Lunaris is
Hazes is
gone.
gone.
Interesting. Okay.
So it should be kept at 6, but also only for a 4 second duration where it actually is 6.
So on average, it'll be 4, but there will be a
I
couple
guess you could
times where
say the
that
average
bleeds
is
over
probably
into 6.
5 or like 4.5. Okay, that's quite a lot of units that he boosts. Especially if you
Yeah,
have
that's
to
great.
consider the fact that you play a stage, you're not always going to clump your units like in Guild Boss. That means that let's say you play him at like a bottom lane of a fight and then someone else at the top lane. He should be able to place his drones on every single unit there and even
Yeah.
keep them on almost permanently. Damn.
As long as they're in his ult range, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so we now need to obviously test his basic attack if it does damage. Nah, just kidding. If anyone wants to watch the basic attack, just go back 10 seconds. You'll see him attack. Then we have
How
when
do we know if it
attacking,
works?
if his basic attack works, because we have eyes, I believe. So, when attacking, each ancient core has a 20% chance to deal extra 2 damage equal to 30% attack and heal the assigned ally for 20% of the true damage dealt. Okay, so we gotta watch out for the cores that potentially deal true damage. Okay.
And
Yeah.
heal.
And
Kind of
heal, yeah,
interesting.
but okay, we could see the heal on King House because the other units on Easy Boss aren't going to get hit. Underworld Command. Each ancient core assigned upon its initial deployment grants a damage increase, which is easy to check. We just place them down, check out the buff, and then the other ancient cores should apply a lesser buff. And then lastly, we have the ultimate that we also will check all at the same time. When the ultimate is activated, Enit starts to attack the unit with the highest HP and range and commands every ancient core on the field to enter a hypercharge state. When the ultimate
Basically
ends,
becomes
each
stronger.
ancient core launches an enhanced attack to Enit's current target regardless of attack range, dealing 150% damage and then explodes. Okay, so it doesn't
Implode.
implodes. At that point, it doesn't actually matter if your hero is facing them or not, because as in the brief video, we can already see they just kind of like suicide into him. Okay, and then obviously the hypercharge state, it refreshes the core's duration. So if a core has a 19-second time to fall away, it gets refreshed all the way up to 20, which means that in Ultimate we should see 8 cores, shouldn't we? If he has 6 cores, activates it, ups all to 20, then 8 seconds after that, we should be at 8 cores, shouldn't we?
But wouldn't it only be for 4 seconds? Or does it refresh?
It refreshes.
Oh.
It says here that it refreshes the duration. Here, refreshes ancient cores duration. So
Is
if we
that
have 6
putting
cores,
ancient cores down or just how long they're out? Because if it's
how
how
long they're out,
then
how
definitely
long
8.
they're out, because core duration, the core duration is, as it says here, 20 seconds. So if you
Okay.
activate the ultimate while 6 cores are out, the 6 are going to go from I think it's 20, 12, and 4 seconds respectively, all the way back up to all on 20, and then 8 seconds after we should see another set of cores, unless he can't summon cores in his ultimate, which might also be the case.
We'll have to test
Okay,
it then.
we definitely have to.
Alright, let's see it. Let's see what happens. So let's test the true damage,
Yeah.
the healing,
So
and
you
then
also
the
do
ultimate.
take a peek because we might miss it. We have a lot of cores, and one of them has or supposedly shoots a special attack that just looks more special. So first off, we just place in our units. This time we're also just going to face her a bit differently, just so she hits in case. And then obviously Volker, and then Lunaria, and then we just place him in. All right. So here we go with the 4 initial ones, and as promised, we have the 30% damage increase.
Yep.
All right, you already see any special hits happening? There was white damage, right? Or was that King Har's?
Here, let me look a bit closer.
Oh, is that a shiny cube?
Yeah, that's true damage. 3,000.
Yeah.
The 3,000 is true damage.
I feel do the cubes look different? Is there like no? Maybe?
Some are bigger than the others.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's true damage.
Or is it King Hearts hitting, man?
No, it's true damage is whiter.
They had the
And Hearts
14,000,
is
right?
it's
Because
like
Hearts wouldn't do 14,000.
no, it's because
This is the
that
glowing one, right? So this glowing one impacts, and then we have 17,000 true damage.
no,
No, that's not true damage.
no, it does the cores do right there, the
The
8,700,
8,000,
that's
yeah,
true damage.
yeah. Okay, it is fucking hard to tell what exactly does it. Oh, is it the two cores? You see how this one was in the other one? Is this going to be a true damage hit? No. Fuck.
What the hell?
How would you tell this visually?
It's so hard to see.
Yeah. And we're even playing on 15 times slowed down. And you still don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck is
8K
happening.
right there.
Yeah. Okay, some cores do, and they do their thing. Alright, sure.
Yes.
Oh, and King
The
Hearts.
viewers
He's
can
getting
figure it
healed,
out on their
right?
own.
He's getting healed. King Hearts turned green. He had the seal
Did he?
aura on him. I see saw it out of
The thing is, we're using
whatever.
Volta too.
Yeah.
So,
Now, okay, Enit's ultimate. Go! Oh yeah,
yeah.
obviously we need to check the damage buff. 15% because it's a new core.
Yes.
So right here, how many streams do we count? It was 5. 5 streams, and then all of
Okay.
them should suicide into the boss? No? Maybe? I
Well,
don't
they
know.
disappeared.
Something happened.
Interesting.
Indeed,
We'll
but
have to test
what do we
Ultimate a
make
bit
of
more
this?
extensively.
But I feel like we found out at least the base mechanics of this complicated hero.
Yes, this hero is probably one of the more complicated ones in the game.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be
especially
free to
visually.
everyone. So.
There's gonna be so much shit going on. There's gonna be so much shit going on. This has been JEERA and Init. As always, if you appreciate the work, if you appreciate the effort, consider leaving a comment, subscribe, leaving a like, whatever you feel like. And yeah, I get back to thinking if I already want to deal with Dahlia and Anora, because Anora doesn't get Dolores buffed. So this is gonna be a lot of work. So yeah, see each other in the next one.